Hey there. All right, so we've gone through every chapter of 24/7 Mindset. You've gone through the academy, and this is called the bonus track. So the bonus track is going to be the TWW Referral Flow. TW is for Team Wally. I still like saying my name, so I call it TW. And I'm a golfer, so I'm a big fan of Tiger Woods, so it's called TW. Hope you approve that. All right, so what we're going to go through is the relationship between a loan officer and the ops department. It's usually a relationship between a loan officer and the processor. There's always been this divide in mortgage where salespeople, loan officers, there's conflict between salespeople and operations people. Usually what you see out there is the loan officer feels that the processor is just a paper pusher, and the processor feels that the loan officer is just a salesperson that is out there selling. What I want to understand, what I want you to understand is the power of what it could look like. So the loan officer goes out there and brings the business in, as I'm sure you already know, we all do that. And then from there, the processors take care of the business from there. So most loan officers end up becoming the processor's assistant because the processor is a checklist processor. The challenge where loan officers really struggle with checklist processors type of branches is that they are not in a way of creating resourceful solutions. What frustrates me the most about processors and loan officer relationships is the loan officer sells the loan a certain way, it gets to their processor, does the fact checking, and then the processor turns around and finds problems with the loans, comes back to the loan officer, puts it back on their desk and says, hey, you've got these 6 problems with the loan. Once you fix that, then bring it back to me and I'll submit it to underwriting. That's unacceptable in our world. What we do there is if there's 6 problems in the loan, the processor sits down with the loan officer and coaches them up how to improve the submission quality, number 1. Number 2, the processor needs to bring every problem that they found correct, but has solutions for those problems. So if the processor understands what the underwriter is looking for, maybe a little bit more what the loan officer is looking for, hire and work with processors that are solution-based processors that can think outside the box. But if you're a loan officer, you've got to read guidelines. I know. That's something I'm sure every loan officer here is out there, but that's the #1 complaint from a processor. Loan officer did not read the guidelines, threw the loan against the wall just to see if it sticks. That's not how you are able to scale a business. I can teach you how to get all the referral partners you want. I can teach you the annual mortgage review process. I can teach you the client concierge process. I can teach you the wealth partner process, and you get all this business in the door. But if you don't know how to structure a loan with quality and have clarity of communication with your processors, unfortunately, loan officers, you're not going to get the deals closed. You're not going to make the money that you want to make. Now that we know that file quality is just as important as file origination, you and your processor should get on the same page. The next video we're going to go through is what is the power of a processor? One of my biggest referral sources are not my realtors. One of my biggest referral sources is not my wealth partners. Do you know who one of my biggest referral sources is? It is my processor. Yeah, I'll say that again, is my processor. The relationship between me and the processor, they understand that it's my job to go get the business in the door. It's also their job to close the business that I bring in the door. However, it's also their secondary job to get a relationship and stay relationship with that borrower that they're closing throughout the process and asking for referrals. Does your processor help you get referrals from clients and process? If so, good for you. If not, watch the next video and I'll show you how.